axe and chop their head off. Problem solved. But was that the reason that you had these children? No. You brought these children to life to survive, to live. If you destroy them, it's no good. So if God makes us, force us to become good, He has to take the willpower away from us. Because animals, instinctively, they're not bad. They're just for their survival. They don't do anything bad. They're incapable of doing bad things. They only do things to survive. So if the willpower is taken from us, then when, unwillingly we are good, then we are reduced to be an animal, and God has a lot of animals already. He wants a thinking power. If he has a thinking power, he has to have willpower. You cannot take the willpower away from him. So, like a good father, you have to talk to him into, please listen, this is the wrong way. Educate him. This is why he brings Baha'u'llah as his representative. He installed, has the installations of the internet in his system, and then he comes us, just like Bill Gates, try to sell us. Listen guys, get these Windows, it's good. Baha'u'llah says, okay, my Windows is Baha'i faith, please have it, install it in your head, in your life, and you will be happy. You'll see how much you can solve, So this is one way. He could also, makes the prophets to do some enormous miracles that they make us all completely dumbfounded, that there's no way to deny it. Again, we are reduced, we are enchanted, we are lured, It was like a mother complaining from the child, and the doctor says, you know what, it's too busy, I'm going to give him an injection. I'm going to cut all his activities. Would you as a mother do that? No, because then your child is abnormal. Prophets of God try to stay away from miracle because they say, we have come to be an exemplar that you can follow. So you have no reason to say, hey, Baha'u'llah, you're a prophet of God, you can do anything. I'm not like you. Sure, you can go to jail. Sure, you can, take the problem. But because you're not a man. Baha'u'llah, God makes the prophets of God to act just like man. No difference at all. So there's no excuse for people to say that I can't follow you because you're God, you're not man. This is very, very important. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of innocent lives for sure. They die and go on, and God knows all about that. That is the collateral damages. There's no damage. They go in the next life. You don't know if, I'm going to talk about it, you'll know that they exist. They're fine there. They're given the same chance to go on and in a transition system that is available on the other side. They will all grow up to what they have to grow. And they continue there. It's like somebody's kicked out of his country and he comes to Canada and continues here. It's not the same system as his original country because he's kicked out, but when he comes down here suddenly, he goes through a different language system, of course through a different education system, but he has the time to grasp all what he has in much better way anyways. All right, so and going back to other time that some people are born handicapped or blind or this or that or whatnot. I told you before, it's written in the book, God has created man like unto himself. Just like our creation, whether it's a car or this camera or this fridge, sometimes it has deficiency. There's absolutely the same thing exists in nature. There are deficiencies. The mother is supposed to give birth to a child, the child cannot come because the child has to be C-sectioned. Well, we're at the time of Julius Caesar, and there is no C-section, so the orders, kill the mother, let the baby to be safe. That's what they call him, Julius Caesar. So those things there's no doubt. The deficiencies in the nature, Baha'u'llah even calls it, this nature is imperfect, in that way. And sometimes these things happens to it, but again, all of it is just allowing us to become great doctors. allowing us to find solutions. So in a way, it is perfect because there's nothing else to compare it with. All God invests on everything that goes even wrong here. There are blinds, okay. There are doctors to find a way to find sight. There is sickness, there's cancer, there's germs, this and that. And then we grow up and we fight it back, and finally we have to master it. This is all what it is. Man has to grow up so much that he masters completely. But one point though, if you noticed, intelligent enough, you notice, the poor people and the rich people, let's say President, Queen of England, as this man down on welfare office, or the fellow Zulus down in South Africa, when it comes to happiness, the feeling of the happiness, God is not giving that to others that are richer and stronger. Not really. That is the secret of a balance that a man can capture it or might lose it. The wealth, money, and the strength, physical and whatnot, is not going to help you to become happier. You might, but you may not as well. This money as a strength that we're sometimes calling for is unfortunately is a one-way relationship. If you don't have the money, you're unhappy. So if you have it, you should be happy. Not really. For a few days, then it's gone. You have a nice hand right here. You're happy? No. Let me take the hand away. Oh, you're very unhappy. Let me give you the hand back. After sometimes it's okay. Yeah. So it's not exactly that I don't have it. No, I have it and I'm happy. Unfortunately, the loyalty of the materials is like this. You don't have it, you're unhappy. You have it, you're not happy. Therefore, strength, physicality of any kind is not going to cause the happiness at all. Not having it, sure, you're unhappy. Let's have some. You're not going to be happy. So, this is essentially my answer on these questions of the matter of the balance and the control of the universe. Therefore, in conclusion, we could say that sure, God is there. God is in the control of nature, so much so that he wants to, he can destroy it. But he doesn't want to do it because it's created for a purpose in which human being can grow. As far as the growth of the human concerned, which is thinking and the power of an understanding, the job is being done. Right ever since the Neanderthal, right now we're here and we're going to go forever. All these obstacles that we have in the nature, take it as a training course for us to grow. Believe me, if it wasn't there, we would be absolutely boring and unhappy. And as far as the people are concerned that they're doing bad to each other, God has given the willpower, he cannot take it away. But there's a consequence for all of these things. No cruel man, no bad man in the history, finally, in the history of mankind, has been recognized as a good person. Always the history of mankind will know it. Mankind all over, like from the beginning to now, call him one being that has lived 100,000 years and is going to go millions years, million years. Mankind is not stupid. Don't look at simply one me or one you. We're just a cell of a huge humanity. Humanity is bigger than the prophets of God. Prophets of God are nothing but his teachers. Humanity is bigger than Abraham, bigger than Moses, bigger than Muhammad, bigger than Jesus, bigger than Baha'i. He's way bigger than second to God. It is him. God has no beginning and end. Abdullah says mankind has beginning but has no end. In a way, he shares the infinity with God. So he has to get to that stage, who it is. The real happiness, which I'll talk about it later on, is for a man to know who he is, how to function all his buttons. If I have a computer and I don't know how to operate it, of course I can't use it good. Or a camera, or anything. But if I know all the buttons, I know all the manuals, so then I know who I am. I reach to my full capacity. Until then, I'm always oblivious, you know, like a fish trying to go back to its origin, and he's somewhere in the middle of the stream. He has to go back to its origin. So, I think this should suffice. It's not a very long talk. I don't think we need to have a huge talk on this topic. Matter is very clear. I just gave a few glimpses of my understanding of it, and the fact that it's in the faith of God, in the Baha'i faith. So we will have to go to get to it, to understand our limits and the way we can manifest God. You know, you can't download a huge program into your small computer. It is impossible. God cannot be downloaded. But He has created an internet system. It is somewhere that's not in your computer, but this internet system is this Baha'u'llah, the Baha'i faith. You connect to the internet, you will use the source. With your small machine, you become Him. You know what He knows. And that's what He wants. And obedience to God, which we'll discuss later on, is not about Him sucking our power to get bigger. It's not about that. He's not a king that He needs our power to obey Him, therefore He becomes bigger. No, it's backward. It's the other way around. He wants to give us the power so we can become bigger. It's a parallel thing. It's not crisscrossing. I'll explain that later on. God is like the father. The more you grow, your father likes it more. Your mother appreciates that more. You're not against Him. You're not against God. Anytime become bigger. So therefore, His obedience is more like listening to the teacher in the class, only for your own good. Very well. I think I spoke enough. My God, time is about 12 o'clock. Today, it's 18th of November. I was seriously tired. I said, you know, I haven't done my duty. I will have to do my duty. That is what Baha'u'llah wants me to do. What I know, what I can. It's about me doing my job. And it's about you to listen to this and see where I left it to you, and you take the baton and continue. You know. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.